Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go over the difference between trading personal accounts versus funded accounts and how you can actually progress from trading just on your own personal account, whether it be a small one to start with, and then go into trading with the prop firms. So you go from trading maybe 3 figures, 4 figures, up to 5 figures, and then look at getting into trading multiple 6 figures, even into 7, if you go through the leveraging the prop firms route of actually trading. Obviously, I'll go through that in this video and how you can actually do that. But without further ado, let's get started. I always recommend to people at the start of their trading, you can trade a demo account, but it's always best to trade a live account. Whether it be £200, £500, £1,000, obviously you're only going to want to put money into an account which you can afford to lose. If you only have £2,000 saved up or cash in your bank, you're not going to want to put 1,500 or 2,000 into a trading account, because especially at the start of your journey, you kind of want to see it as, I will lose this money. So if you can't afford it and your lifestyle would change if you actually lose the first amount of money you put into an account, then you're clearly trading with the wrong amount of money. I always recommend like 300 to 500 pounds, because you can still kind of risk manage with this sort of amount in the account. Whereas if you're trading with around 100 pounds, which I see a lot of people start with, and you trade with 30 pip stop losses, you can't even risk 1%. A trade that hits a 30 pip stop loss with the smallest lot size available, you'll already be losing 2 to 3% of the account size with that one trade. So you can't risk manage properly, and the likelihood of you actually just losing and blowing the account because of this is relatively high, and you don't really want to be doing that. You don't really want to be blowing accounts. You want to be practicing proper risk management, and if you want to do that, you have to use a slightly larger account size. And I'd say start with this small account size until you reach a good level of consistency. And the ways you're actually going to do this are by back testing. Obviously you pick a strategy that you want to learn, and then you back test it. You find out which time frame works the best for you, which session works the best, so then you can pinpoint exactly the hours in the day which you need to be on the charts. Myself personally, I'll never trade New York for GBP USD now, because I know that based on the way I trade, based on the exact entry model which I actually use, it doesn't perform as well in New York session. So I focus all my hours into London session, usually 8 to 12 AM in the UK. And after that, I won't be looking at entering trades, on my personal account, trading out of these sort of hours. It also means that the rest of the day you can kind of do whatever you want. This is the time maybe you want to be spending on your back testing, your journaling, and maybe just other businesses outside of trading as well. You might just go play some golf, go to the gym, have some fun. Let's just say that. You can do any of this stuff, but when you know exactly the hours you want to trade, it becomes a lot easier. I see a lot of people where they trade London, New York, they trade early Asian session, all of these sort of different sessions, and let's say you're out for lunch, you had to pop to the shop or something, you can miss your setup, because all day your setup could present itself. Whereas if you're not using alerts, keeping an eye on the charts through that whole period of maybe 12, 14, 16 hours, how are you going to actually enter your trades? Whereas if you know, okay, there's a 4-hour window where I'm going to be at my setup, I'm going to be looking for setups, and obviously if there's nothing that presents itself, you can just leave and go to whatever you want with your day. But as long as you know when to trade, that's the most important thing in trading. But the main reason why you actually want to trade a live account is because when you're trading demo money, it doesn't matter if you lose. It doesn't matter if you blow the account, if you flip it to 10 million. A lot of people, they start with 3,000, and by the end of the second week of their trading journey, they're already up to 150k in the account. Obviously, if you do this on a demo, your brain automatically tells you that trading is easy and you could just replicate it onto a live trading account. You want to be realistic, and when you trade a live account, your own money is on the line. Money that you've actually put work in, you've worked for hours to actually make this sort of money. You're not going to be as risky. Well, I say that, a lot of people are, but the majority of people that are wise with their money and wise with their trading and start off with a good foundation in their journey, when they learn risk management, they're going to be more careful. They're going to be more reserved with the trades they take, and this is the best thing to actually do. So trading a live account, you're always in the back of your mind thinking, okay, this is money that I've actually worked for. This is money that I would rather have in my bank than just gone to the broker. So just think about that before you actually start trading a live account. And once you gain consistency on this small live account, this is when you can either choose to continuously deposit into this account. So let's say you start with £500 and you've had 2 to 3 months of consistency, you then might decide to put in another £500 and then see that if this larger account size, does it affect your psychology? Do you trade exactly the same? And if you have another couple of months of consistency, you then might decide to add another £1,000 and then just choose to grow the account that sort of way. Obviously, this is known as compounding. You guys have all probably done it. You've gone on Google, looked up the compound interest calculator. Okay, if I start with £500, if I make 10% a day for the next year, how much money will I have? Obviously, it'll just say you'll be like the richest person in the world within a matter of months. Obviously, this isn't realistic, and you're going to have losing months. You're going to have months where you don't reach the profit amount which you actually would expect to. But this is fine. It's all about how you perform over the year. But if you're consistently depositing into the account and growing it, obviously the wins will become bigger. The losses will also be bigger, but it doesn't matter because the wins are bigger as well. And you can quite quickly grow an account to a decent size just by continuously growing it from obviously your trading profits plus your profits from maybe other businesses which you're investing into this trading account to grow it, in 2 different kind of ways. Or the second route is actually growing the account by depositing money from prop firms. So that's the next point we're actually going to go into. Before you actually get into trading prop firms, you're going to want to make sure you can actually pass them. So there's no point buying a prop firm challenge and putting 500, £1,000 on the line if you're not even sure you can make 8% or 10%, which they actually require to pass phase 1. A lot of them are 10% then 5% or 8% then 4% actually needed to pass the prop firm challenge. Obviously, there are firms now which don't have a time limit. A year ago, it was quite difficult for a lot of people because they were having to make a certain profit target within 30 days or within a certain time period. And once you've got this added pressure on your trading, you start making mistakes, entering trades you wouldn't normally take, and breaking the rules of your trading plan, which isn't ideal. So what you're going to want to do is, if you can make 5%, 10% in a month, or even over 2 months, pick a firm which suits your trading style. If you prefer, obviously, an account with larger drawdown, there are accounts that offer 12% drawdown instead of 10%. Obviously, you shouldn't really need this, but there are options available for pretty much any trading style which you are looking to do. But pick a firm that suits your style that you can pass. Obviously, you could pick a firm that you can pass but then still fail it, and this is just trading. But the ones with the no time limits are good because it allows you to pretty much trade at your own pace and not force setups just to reach the profit target within the time allowed from the firm. So let's say you've passed both phases and you are now on the funded account stage. This is when you're going to want to start trading conservatively. So myself personally, I'll aim for 2 to 3% profit within the first month, and once I've made a trade that's actually made any profit, whether it be 1%, 2%, 3%, I let it hit my take profit. Obviously, I'm not just going to close out as soon as it goes £5 into profit. But once I've made this small amount of profit, I'll then wait for the payout. I won't take another trade on this account. I'll simply just wait it out and basically ensure that I get a payout and my refund. The best thing about prop firms is when you're trading risk-free, and the best way to make it risk-free is to have an account where your initial investment is actually being covered, and by ensuring you get this first payout of maybe a few grand, obviously you get your refund with that payout. So now you've made a few grand. Any account which you have going on from this is simply just profit. If you blow the account, it doesn't really, well, obviously it matters, but it doesn't matter because you're still making a few £1,000s profit. That's the best thing you can do. You've got your refund, so it's all risk-free, and then you've also made a few £1,000s. So it's risk-free plus a bit of profit. So if you blow it, you're still profitable. If you continue to make profit consistently, then I guess you're just living life. And after you've actually done this, so you've passed both phases, you're now making consistent profit. This is when you can either choose to use the money from the prop firms to actually invest into more prop firms. A lot of firms allow you to have $400,000 to $600,000 in funding. Others offer up to 2 million, 4 million. But obviously these take a lot of time to actually pass, and they're usually done within a specific scaling plan. So there's different ways to actually do that. But the way I personally recommend people actually do it is use the profits after scaling the prop firms to fund your personal trading account. The main reason for this, I see a lot of people on the internet that they just say, oh, I'm a 7-figure forex trader, but Obviously, if you're trading a 100k demo account with a prop firm, you're not a six-figure trader. It's as simple as that. Firstly, the accounts you actually only trade with 10k, because the account balance says $100,000, but you're only allowed 10% drawdown, so you can only trade with $10,000. So if you lose $10,000, the account's gone, so you're only really trading a 10k account. If you're risking 1%, you're actually risking 10%. That's as simple as I can make it for you guys. But a lot of these traders only have funded accounts. They don't have, considerable personal accounts alongside. So if they blow a funded account, or the company may shut down, which has happened in the past to a lot of companies, you're then left with nothing. You're left with an account with nothing in it, and you don't really want this to happen. Whereas if you're trading a personal account alongside, consistently depositing into it and making the most of your prop firm profits, you can maybe have it on a copier. So if you make profit on one, you make profit on the other. So kind of doubling your profits. Within a matter of months, you can actually have a personal account that could exceed the amount in your prop firm capital. Obviously, this is the goal. So then you don't actually have to rely on these external firms to actually make any profit. Trading them alongside would obviously be perfect as well. But that is the ultimate goal. A personal account, maybe 6-7 figures, that exceeds your prop firm capital. So then no matter what happens with a prop firm, you don't even need them, because you're making a decent amount from your personal account that covers everything you need to spend anyway. And the best thing about having a big personal account is it's 100% yours. You have full access to it. You can withdraw 100% of the account balance at pretty much any time. And let's say you need to take 5k out tomorrow, you can do that. With a prop firm, you have to wait 14-30 days to actually receive a payout. So make sure you have your priorities straight with where you're actually putting your money after you get these prop firm payouts. So if you guys did enjoy, maybe learn a thing or two in this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.